For years, the utilitarian norm of the desktop computer was defined by thick, beige ABS plastic. Keyboards were tools of pure function, built with deep, loud mechanical switches and bulky housings that took up significant desk real estate. But the emergence of premium, ultra-thin laptops created a new expectation. As portable computers became thinner and started utilizing metallic chassis, consumer standards for what electronics should look and feel like began to evolve. The SpeedLink SL-6465 was built to bring that sleek, mobile prestige directly to the standalone desktop environment. Instead of injection-molded plastic, it offered a solid, brushed aluminum housing. This represents a design philosophy we can call aesthetic engineering. The primary goal of the hardware is to provide visual prestige and utilize premium materials, even if that means deprioritizing standardized mechanical layouts. Buying into this clinical, luxurious aesthetic creates an immediate dilemma. You are choosing a very specific visual identity, but to get it, you have to trade away the proven, functional reliability of a standard desktop keyboard. SpeedLink's marketing for the SL-6465 was highly specific. They promised precise, quiet keystrokes, ergonomic relief for your wrists, and what they called noble optics, a high-end visual footprint. Long-term users tell a more complicated story. The board shipped at a premium price point compared to standard plastic alternatives, and professional typists frequently reported that the board's unique layout severely disrupted their workflow. To figure out if those trade-offs make sense, we need to evaluate the board through three specific user lenses: the PC gamer, the data professional, and the aesthetic optimizer. This hardware is intensely polarizing. A feature that feels like a premium luxury to the optimizer can be a complete deal-breaker for the gamer or the coder. To determine whether this aluminum board will elevate your specific workflow or end up as a frustrating paperweight, we have to deconstruct its physical architecture, feature by feature. The defining physical trait of the SL-6465 is its ultra-flat profile. SpeedLink abandoned the tall, full-travel keys of traditional desktop boards in favor of shallow, low-profile switches lifted directly from notebook computers. Keeping the chassis tight to the desk surface offers a tangible ergonomic benefit. It allows your wrists to sit in a horizontal, neutral position, which reduces the extension strain that occurs during long typing sessions on angled keyboards. The problem with shallow scissor or membrane mechanisms is actuation consistency. When a key mechanism has very little vertical travel, it struggles to provide even resistance, especially on larger keys that require stabilizer bars. Users isolate one specific functional flaw: a heavy, stiff spacebar. It requires significantly more pressure to actuate, creating an uneven, disruptive typing rhythm. While the ultra-flat profile successfully relieves wrist strain, that stiff spacebar destroys the capability for rapid, reliable inputs. If you play PC games that require split-second jumping or dodging, the uneven actuation makes the board a liability. Along the top edge of the aluminum chassis, the board features an array of 18 dedicated multimedia and office hotkeys. These keys offer an immediate workflow advantage: instant physical control over system volume, quick browser navigation, and your email client, all without taking your hands off the board. But those 18 keys require physical space. To fit them, SpeedLink compressed the layout. The standard middle navigation keypad, the traditional 3x2 block containing Insert, Home, and Page Up, is squashed into a non-standard configuration. This introduces immediate muscle memory disruption. Touch typists rely on spatial consistency. When navigation keys move, you look down. The convenience of having volume buttons on the top row creates a severe productivity tax for data professionals, coders, and anyone editing documents. Visually, it delivers on its aesthetic promises. The monochromatic silver palette of the brushed aluminum, paired with high-contrast blue LEDs, creates a clean, laboratory-like appearance. However, long-term use reveals a durability flaw. The keys themselves are plastic painted silver to match the frame. Over time, friction from typing causes that paint to fade, degrading the intended high-end optics. The board utilizes a wired USB connection. While a hardwire guarantees zero latency and consistent power for the LEDs, it completely breaks the modern desire for a wireless, cable-free workspace. It also comes with a specific IT quirk. Because it relies on a legacy HID controller, some older PCs fail to recognize the board on startup. Users occasionally have to plug in a second keyboard just to enter their BIOS and manually enable USB keyboard support. Achieving the rigid, luxury feel of the solid aluminum frame comes with the unexpected baggage of degrading keycap paint, unavoidable cable clutter, and legacy troubleshooting. The SL-6465 makes its priorities obvious and cares more about how it looks and feels sitting on your desk than it does about standardized functional performance. To see who should actually buy this device, we can map those traits onto our scenario match matrix. For the PC gamer, this is a strict pass. The uneven actuation and the heavy, stiff spacebar make it unsuitable for precise, reflex-driven inputs. For the data professional or coder, it's also a pass. The compressed, non-standard navigation block forces you to relearn your muscle memory, slowing down your work. The perfect match for this hardware is the Aesthetic Workspace Optimizer. This user succeeds with the board because their typing style relies on a light, laptop-style touch, and they prioritize a unique, clinical visual environment above pure typing speed. If you are building a workspace around silver displays and minimalist peripherals, standard plastic hardware simply cannot replicate the tactile prestige and visual weight of a solid aluminum frame. The SpeedLink SL-6465 is not a universal tool. It is a highly specific, visually driven accessory where form unapologetically and successfully dictates function for the exact right user.